Hey you guys! Hey you guys! That's just us having a few gags earlier, but welcome back to Blueies and Shoeys.
Where have you been?
Where have you been, guys?
And thank you to those who keep coming
All
and
three.
keep watching. No, that's not true. We're up to 4. So thank you everyone that keeps watching, keep subscribing. And I know if you're my friend watching this that it's by pure fluke because I've done no networking or sales to get people to watch. But so you're all Poochie's friends at the moment, so I can pretty much say what I want. But thank you for listening and continuing listening. This episode is a real treat for all you golf fans. It's a Ryder Cup special.
Ryder Cup! Can't.
Now, the Ryder Cup, I know what some of you are thinking, Woody. It's not about who can sleep with the most women in the same year. The Ryder Cup is a golf tournament played against America and Europe. Men's American team versus the men's European team. Pretty much the best tournament in golf. Would you agree?
100%.
President's Cup's a far away second.
Yeah, unfortunately, given we're both living in Australia.
No, but we went to the President's Cup. It was awesome.
It's great.
It was awesome, but there's a giant difference,
in
my
history.
opinion, between the Ryder Cup and anything else in golf.
I think if you don't have to be a golf fan to A, watch the Ryder Cup, but B, if you went down to the golf course, you'd appreciate the atmosphere would be amazing. If you're a fan of sport,
Till you get hit with a Brooks Koepka drive
to the eyeball, we won't labour on that point. But look, guys, this is awesome. Can't wait.
This is a special.
This is big. This is big.
And we have a shoey, right, ready. Same shoey always, and never cleans. And we have the shoey on the table today
She's a beauty.
because tell them why we have the shoey on the table.
Well, what we're going to do, I'll give a brief introduction on golf course and this year's Ryder Cup. We'll then go into a really quick quiz, 5-question
I hate
quiz.
quizzes. No, I hate quizzes.
Yeah, this is tough because GMAC, to be fair, is the champion of quizzes. So it's been tough because what we'll do with 3 separate quizzes throughout this podcast is test GMAC's knowledge of the Ryder Cup to see if it's actually worth him giving you his predictions, his pairs that we're going to be leaning on.
Yeah, I'd also like to just interject and say there's a lot of gamblers that listen to this podcast and they wait for my tips. Mad gamblers, and they wait for my tips so they can do the complete opposite, right? So I will, as always, deliver my opinion, and then you do the opposite, guys. We've made a lot of people rich over the last 6 months.
The one thing you've always been able to do, mate, is speak very methodically and give a really clear reasons why you pick what you do.
And then,
however, the GMAC curse runs strong.
It's real.
So it's real. It runs strong. And therefore,
but let's, without further ado, let's take it away. So this is our Ryder Cup special. Butch, give us an introduction on the course and what you would class as what the Ryder Cup is.
Right, Marco Simone Golf Course in my native Italy. As you know, I'm your resident and favourite Italian.
Apart from Mario. Wahoo!
Ciao Graham, come stai? Parla Italiano. This is my native Italy, right? So you've got your native Italian, you're Scottish.
I've been to Italy.
You've been in Italy, great, mate. And the golf course itself, interestingly enough, won the Ryder Cup and then subsequently went through a complete redesign. I think obviously picked more on location, quality of sort of scenery and the like, but they went through a complete reno.
I think also they were riding the wave of the Molinari brothers, and particularly, what's his name? Molinari. Winning a major, winning the British Open, and then dominating the Ryder Cup when it was in France. So I think they used that wave to obviously bed and win and bring golf to Italy, because before the Molinari brothers you wouldn't be able to name another Italian golfer, right? So they've been very...
Christina Rocca doesn't get a look in.
Yeah, Rocco, to be fair to him,
But
I mean, it was a runner-up. But yeah, and it was a
one-off.
It was a runner-up. If you remember that putt at St Andrews, it was like 400 metres or something, right, to get into a playoff. Anyway, my point only is that I think the wave of Italians wanting golf and Europe being very smart to align that to let's keep that momentum going. I think that's the reason that the course won it.
Yeah.
But once you win it, you then speak to your captain and you say, well, what do we want? Who's our big hitters? Well, Ram hits it a mile, McIlroy hits it longer and straight, and anyway, we probably need a bit of an adjustment here, because if it's a chip and putt competition, then the Yanks are going to win.
Yeah.
If we make it a long drive, then it plays into our hands. So I think a lot of the redevelopments were one, probably to give the fans get the stadium up and stuff.
That's where, sorry to interject, but that's where I would probably say has been more of the focus of the design, is more on the fact that
areas where you can put big grandstands up and stuff.
100%.
Yeah,
so that's what they couldn't do previous to the redesign. Second is to make it walkable and feasible, albeit it's noted that it's extremely hilly and very difficult to walk. So I think as pairings will go, I think it'll be tough for someone to go all sessions basically, just because I think it will be tough.
We'll get to that when we get to GMAX tips.
GMAX tips, without saying that obviously these guys aren't athletes now, golfers, but it will take its toll just from the up and down hills it wears on you, especially if the sun's, you look at the Rugby World Cup, sun's still pretty hot out in Europe at the moment, so it'll be interesting. Dave Sampson, a Safa, down the road from the big guy, designed the
big
course.
Guy being you?
Being me.
I love how you talk about yourself in the third person, the big guy.
Designed the course. Interestingly, they said the first 4 holes look really tough. 5 and 6 look like sort of take the steam out of things a bit. 7, I think, is certainly the drive in particular is probably down there with the toughest hole on the course. And then interestingly enough, the closing holes are the big decision holes around, especially if you've got a long hitter versus someone that can keep it steady Eddie. You've got a course where you can go real low, or someone that can really blow out and give your partner in a bit of strife.
You don't get picked as a course for a Ryder Cup unless the first 2 to 3 holes are impossible and the last 3 holes are impossible. Because that's what.
Possibly good. I mean tough,
right?
All risk, all
so
reward.
if you look back to Paris, like 4 years ago, right? The first hole most of them took an iron, right? Because if you took a drive, you're in the water. Some of them took a 5 wood, right? And it was all about just being straight, right? And giving yourself that second shot, which was long, but you didn't want to be in the water, right?
Well, I think we'll see a lot of high risk, high reward.
Of course,
and
that's what I'm saying.
Exciting.
You need the first couple to play on the nerve of one, the rookies, and 2, even the seniors, right? But the first couple of holes, that's what makes a man in the Ryder Cup. And then, of course, you don't want to be rocking into the 15th, 16th, right? And it's 2 down, and you go, oh, these are all body, everyone's going to body, right? You need it to be, well, that's the toughest par 3 on the course, that's a long par 5, and that's a tough par 4 for your last 3 finishing holes. If you've got that, you know that even 3 down, we can get Domi here.
Yeah, if you could get a Koepka, a McIlroy, I think it's.
You just need to have the belief. You just need to have the belief that these are not straight, easy, no water, no challenges, easy holes. Because again, if you've got a 2 shot lead, even a 1 shot lead going down, finishing straight on a major, and you go, oh, it's actually the last couple of holes are easy. Right, the guy holds on, par wins, right? Or body. There's just too many easy opportunities.
You want to see entertainment.
You want to see entertainment, and you want to see risk, like you said, risk versus reward. Going for it in 2 on a par 5 where there's water, right? Because you need the win, or laying up because you're already 1 up or 2 up, right? That's the kind of thing that you want. That's the drama you want.
Yeah, and that's what this course offers. So it's. Not sure if you're a golf fan, or not sure if you should be tuning in.
Not sure if you're even a fan. You might not even be watching.
Get logged in, turn it on. It's going to be awesome. The course is well set up.
What's the time difference in Australia? So we'll be watching it probably starting about 8, 9 o'clock at night, and then right through.
It's mid-afternoon. 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That would be lovely.
That would be lovely. Yeah.
So we get to watch it from 3 p.m. right through to midnight.
And probably past that, but
I'll be going to my bed at midnight.
Of course.
I've got bedtime, got curfew.
The missus got you on a curfew apparently, but
yeah.
Right, what we'll do is we'll kick off with our first quiz of the day. Now, we've got three quizzes.
I'm excited.
Let me have a look. Double check. 1, 2, 3. I'll maybe just go like, hey, you can pick which one, mate. Oh,
number 2.
Number 2. Right, mate. Wrong pick.
Is this a hard one?
This is a hard one, right?
Okay, that's right.
Now, I'm not sure how hard these are. This is the difficulty. So
do I need to take notes? Is it quick fire, or is it just something I'll know?
No. Well, I mean, within 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Okay.
Now, I will check. If they are too hard, I might give you a multiple choice or give you some options.
You'll see from my honest reactions if I know what I've done. Yeah. These have not been staged in any way.
Now, to anyone listening, what we're doing is, if GMAC, 5 questions.
If I get 3, then it's a draw. If I get 4 or 5, I win and he does a shoey. If I only get 1 or 2, then I do a shoey. Right? That's the rule.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen these questions, so these could be ridiculous, and I'll be doing a lot of shoeys, but I do love a quiz, so let's go.
Let's go for it. Right. How many players in the history of the Ryder Cup have finished with a record of 5 and 0 and 0, which is...
Oh, yeah, 5 wins. Points. Yeah, that's, fuck me, man. The Ryder Cup's been going for 70 years, 60 years, right? How am I meant to know that? right? Now, I know for a fact Molinari got 5-0 in Paris. Fleetwood lost his singles, so he was only 4-0. Wait a minute. In the last Ryder Cup, I believe Dustin Johnson got 5-0. Oh no, he didn't. He got 4-0, 4-1. Okay, so I got 1 at the moment. There's got to be more. I'm going to go 3 ever.
Okay.
That seems
well,
low.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to play hardball to start. Just
Okay.
make sure I get a couple of points on the board.
Okay, right.
But very close.
And what is it? 4. Oh.
Okay, I'll give you those. So those are Larry Nelson.
Yep.
Right? In 1979. Larry Nelson's first 2 Ryder Cups, actually, his record was 9-0.
Ooh, nice.
And that was when it was just Great Britain, to be fair. Arnold Palmer, the great Arnold Palmer in 67.
He got 5-0, good on him. Well done.
Along with Gardner Dickinson in the same year.
Right, so it was 2-5-0. Were they partners for a lot of that?
I'm not sure, but Europe would have absolutely, you'd imagine, would have absolutely taken a harding back in 67.
Would have still been the UK back then.
But Franco Molinari with 5 and
Said that, you got 5 and zip
unbelievable.
in Paris, yeah.
Yep.
So that's the 4. Wow, I was close there. To be
Yeah,
fair, I
close.
was close
Yeah,
there. But
close.
anyway, it still goes down as a 0.
But if you think about it, best part of 40 years between Molinari and the other boys,
Yeah.
which just shows you how difficult it is to
Anyway,
play
wrong's wrong.
5.
I'm a stickler for the rules. Wrong's wrong. Go.
Which 2 players have combined for the most formidable pairing in Ryder Cup history?
Wow, okay, right. There's been a lot of good pairings over the years. So, recently, there's a couple of good pairings, obviously. You've got JT and Spieth, but I don't think they'd probably combine for maybe 7 or 8 points. I don't think that's going to be enough. You've also got Cantley and Schauffele, who look, they could be one of those ones in the future. Could beat that quiz. Garcia partnered with the most, because again, Garcia's partnered with Rory, he's partnered with... wait a minute. He's partnered with the other Spaniard, the iron player. Actually, now that I think about Spaniards, I'm going to go with the 2 Spaniards. I'm going to go with Seve Ballesteros, and I'm going to go with, what's his name again? 2-time Masters champion.
Yeah.
Just tell me his name.
Alathabal.
Jose Maria Alathabal. Did I get that right?
Yeah! The Spaniards are...
fucking Ryder Cup champions.
The Spaniards are lethal in the Ryder Cup.
Well, I would say that Seve's been very much been given the, and long before his death, but he was given the mantle.
He's the spiritual leader.
When it went from the UK to Europe, right, because it was a bit of a one-sided affair as America versus the UK. When it became Europe, not everyone was bought into it, but Seve at the time was the Tiger Woods, or certainly the Maverick of golf at the time, winning majors, and he bought into it big time. He cared about it more than anything. He made it playing for Real Madrid or playing for Barcelona, and that got the Europeans involved, right? And I think the reason it's so fan-driven now and so loved is because of Seve. Yeah. So I'm glad I got that right. I'm really glad. I was nearly going to pick Garcia.
I know. I was obviously going to give you a little bit of a helpful hint.
You didn't need to,
because Garcia, like you said, had
he's got the most Ryder Cup points ever. Yeah. But he's had a lot of different partners. Yeah.
So the record is 15 matches. 11 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Unbelievable.
Who? Oh, as a team. I thought it was question 3. I had to guess the guy.
No.
Right, okay.
So
cool.
11 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Out of 15.
Super. Now, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if long term Spieth and Thomas or Cantley and Schauffele can beat that record, because I think they'll be picked as a team regularly, and certainly in America they dominate in America, right? Yeah. But they'll struggle this time.
But I mean, those guys have taken 11 to only lose 2 matches out of 15.
Ever. That's insane. Yeah, it's insane.
So that's why I just don't see that being beaten. But right, this is a big favourite question of mine.
So what, we one each at the moment?
One each. One American was twice left out of the Ryder Cup team after he'd won his majors. AK, he's won 2 majors.
Won 2 majors and both times missed out. Right, okay, so Marco Mira won 2 in the same year, so I don't think it would have been him. But I don't know if Marco Mira made a Ryder Cup. Who's only got 2 majors for a start?
I have to press you for time.
No, I'm just got to think. Marco Mira won the Masters in 98 and the British Open in 98, so there's no way it's him. I'm just trying to think of people that got 2 majors in American.
And your answer is?
Tom Lehman.
No.
Okay.
I'll give you a helpful hint. I mean, you got it wrong, but I'll give you a helpful hint just for Pete's sake.
Mm-hmm.
He hits the ball fairly long.
Oh, yeah, John Daly. But John Daly would have been a head case in the team, right?
Yeah. So it's one of the... I actually asked my dad that question earlier, and it's a case of course. But it's just such
of course, once you know the answer, right?
It's just such a good question.
I mean, he won his USPGA, and then he won the '95 St Andrews British Open. But bringing him into a Ryder Cup is like,
lads,
guys, here's some coke. Right? No, brilliant. Right? It's like, no, you need professionalism, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need camaraderie. He's he's a maverick,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yes, yeah, yeah. Right.
And also, I think he was very hit or miss. I mean, he got 2 majors and he had it a mile.
Yeah, but that's what
right?
you want. That's
I
what
know
you're
that, but
supposed
what I'm
to
saying
get.
is,
If you picture him with a Brian Harman,
you want a
for instance,
consistent player.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
anyway,
Anyway.
if he's not going to down the way for a short hitter.
Anyway,
we'll
I
go
don't-
to,
yeah.
right.
Good question, though. Good question.
Which
It's
player-
2-1 you now.
Which player has had the most Ryder Cup partners in Ryder Cup matches?
Most partners. Okay, so you've got to play a lot of games. So Garcia's played a lot of games, and he's had a lot of partners. I'm going to go Sergio Garcia.
Wrong.
Oh! Can I get a second chance?
I'll give you one more chance.
Lee Westwood.
Close. It's
Nick
the German.
Oh, Bernard
Bernard
Langer.
Langer. Bernard Langer he's had 9 Ryder Cups, 12 different partners.
Right.
He's had 42,
Sounds like Russell Brand.
He's had 42 matches, 24 points, so about even Steve, just above even Stevens.
Well, again, when he was at his best, winning majors and stuff, Europe did have a pretty poor
So
team.
solid.
Like America
Yeah.
had a much,
Yeah.
as they always do, have
Yeah.
the best team. But
I just imagine when you're given a
right, 3-1 down here. So
just imagine when you're given a partner every other. Mate, what am I doing wrong here? Am I boring it?
I mean, you can take it from 2 ways. You can go right. There's no connection there. Oh, this guy's so good at comparing with anyone.
No, 100%.
Right.
But when I first thought about it, I just thought about the playing partners coming up to the captain going, fuck's sake, mate, get someone else speak to fucking Bernard for 18 hours.
Yeah.
But then when
If I've got to listen, if I've got to listen about voice sprung duck
Yeah.
technique one more time, I'm going to kill that guy.
sound machine
Yeah.
for your fucking.
Automatic. Right. Anyway, let's go. Next question. Last question. This is to save just pride next. I've lost the quiz.
Exactly. In the famous or infamous 99 Brookline comeback by the Americans, who made the monster
Justin
winning
Leonard.
putt and against whom?
Just Leonard. Oh God, against who? I've got to get both. Then surely if I get both, that's 3 each. That's 2 questions. That's 2 questions.
Against whom? Everyone
It's Justin Leonard, and it is 1999. It is against. Oh
Just
God.
because you've got the answer for that one.
God.
You've mentioned his name already in an earlier.
I'll laugh
session.
about.
Yeah.
Boom. 3 each.
No.
3 each. That's 2
Off you go with your
questions.
shoey, mate. Off you go with your shoey.
Ah, give me a can. That's bullshit. I got 3 there.
Hey,
The last question was 2 questions. Anyway, it doesn't take a lot for me to drink a beer.
For all those listening on Spotify, if you haven't seen or know what a shoey is, you put a beer down a dirty shoe and you do it. Right, good man. Right, what we'll be doing now is shooting into GMAC's initial thoughts on the US team, strengths and weaknesses of both the core team that were automatic qualifiers, but also captain's picks and potential pairings.
Yeah, I enjoyed that quiz. It was a little bit tougher than, but I think the viewers, certainly my dad, would like that quiz. And he'll probably get them all right, to be honest. But that was a good quiz. But I still feel 3-3 would have been fair. But okay, 3-2. Right, let's go.